much fucking shit that the author wrote in there that doesn't fucking like just you don't care. Like you said you hadn't
Y-
read the manga for it, right?
Yeah, I haven't read the manga to Tokyo Ghoul, but
It's like
well,
fucking af- after he becomes cool, it's like 6 fucking straight chapters of just bullshit fucking flashbacks of like character development that they could have done on the way.
oh, do I have some flashback opinions, especially because welcome to the first episode or the first official episodes of the AniBuddies podcast. I'm Alex.
And I am Jacob.
Sorry, I to be frank, everybody, I did not give him a warning. He was on a roll, and I just liked what he was saying. Thought that would be a good way to start the show. But what's up, man? What have you been up to since our episode 0?
Well, since that, I have started watching our show this week, Attack on Titan season 1 and 2. Uh, get into that later, but also I've been uh, reading up on some Berserk, and also, like I just mentioned in our intro there, I am reading through Tokyo Ghoul, and I have some strong opinions on the way they have handled the manga to anime transition, as well as the manga is great, and I really like the story, but this like there's just they make this guy get cool, and it's like wow, our protagonist finally doesn't suck hot ass garbage. He's gonna be able to do some shit. We're gonna get some like reward for all this buildup, and then no, I just get 6 chapters of like flashback, like exposition bullshit that could have been easily like embedded into the earlier chapters, so that I could have been caring about these characters the whole time. Like I don't want to spoil that one since it's not the like episode at hand, but yeah, I just
Right. No, I kind of almost forgot that you were talking about Tokyo Ghoul because your opinions on that echo some of the opinions I actually have about Attack on Titan in general. As much as I do appreciate the show, I think it's got some faults here. It's definitely not like perfect, but it's pretty damn good with some like things that just irritate me a lot. But for myself, I really haven't. I was pretty busy with the last week. I did watch about, or I got up to about episode 29 in Nana. So far, I've been actually really enjoying that, and just kind of waiting for the rest of the spring seasonals to finish up. Or I guess this summer is it summer or spring, whatever season is. Just like the 7 shows I'm kind of trying to watch to finish up there. So yeah, but
yeah. Oh, so yeah, so working into that, I can see where the similarities come from, because I think a really popular anime trope. I'm not sure if there's a name on this because I haven't done my due diligence in terms of researching it. But you get a lot of these animes where you have like this main character and he sucks shit. He gets like bullied. We get it throughout the episodes. He's like super weak, and then he gets this like new power that sort of changes him, and then he gets like a darker side. And like some examples of these are like Parasite, Tokyo Ghoul, and now Attack on Titan. I don't know if there's any other ones that sort of have or there's definitely some other ones that have it, but I don't know if there's any you have off the top of your head. Um,
I mean, I personally kind of think ReZero's a little bit like that. I think Subro definitely does not suck anymore. I think he's really like had some really nice character development, especially in the second half of season 2, with everything that he like actually had to end up doing and just everything he did. Uh, but yeah, definitely a lot of like kind of little bitch main characters out here. But sometimes that's how it be. At least it's not a like a harem protagonist where they just have no fucking brain.
I yeah, that's I have mixed feelings on them. They can be good depending on the way it's gone, but regardless, I mean, I get it. You get to get this like suspenseful moment leading into like reward, and there's like good and bad ways to do it. I'd say from what I've seen, Parasite definitely does it the best in
Okay.
terms of like making that transition, and I feel like part of it is because they spent like more episodes before he became like, kind of cool. Uh and like his wasn't exactly like so much a power initially. It was more like a little hand friend that
Yeah.
had to save him to get like a power, and then that one like it makes like believable sense that it would change you, and it's not like I don't know, of the way that it's handled. I wouldn't say that like Parasite is better overall than uh Attack on Titan, but I would say that the way that that specific instance is handled is better. So with that,
Hold on.
maybe we
No.
should.
Yeah, no, we can get into Attack on Titan here in a second. It's only like it's only 6 minutes in, but no, I definitely think Parasite is like a really good like way to do it because not only do you see the actual change happening in the way the character is talking and what he is doing, there's a honest physical appearance change because it's not just him like emotionally maturing. He is actually being him and this other life form are literally fusing into a different type of being. So they're sharing all their thoughts and everything. So of course that's gonna and I just think it was done very well and like nicely paced in the anime for it. But yeah, are you ready to jump in?
Yeah, let's get into Attack on Titan season 1 and 2. And first, I think it's only right that since when you watch the anime, the first thing you see is these intros, that we get into some of these intros on Attack on Titan, as a lot of them are very popular, and uh definitely at least two of these I went into before seeing the show, having heard them very frequently. That being the intro to part 1 of season 1 and part or sorry, just season 2. Um, both of those intros very popular in the like anime music community.
Yes, very popular, and I feel like it's because they have such like a epic feeling to them. You know, it's kind of similar to another intro that we'll be talking about here in a little while, but it gets you, it just jumps you right in, and it tells you everything you're about to be in for. But the first opening that's in season one is well. Did you have any prior experience, real quick, uh, before
Uh
we talk about the
so before this watching, I had actually only seen, I don't remember the reason that I stopped watching. I think it was just like I didn't think it was bad. I just
Mm.
sort of thought it was progressing too slowly, so I pivoted to something else that never came back. But I got like 7 episodes in or so. I think it was like right before Aaron like discovers that he can turn into a Titan, and then like right before that, I bounced, and you know, which is unfortunate since apparently that's like right when the anime starts. But we talked about last week that you sort of did the same thing with Akame ga Kill. Uh,
Yeah.
so one of the nice benefits of doing this is that we will, whether we like it or not, be forced to start and finish these animes, and whether they are horrible or great, we will be giving our honest opinions here. But so I definitely like one of the reasons that I thinking about it, one of the reasons that I actually stopped watching, I think, is because I just the like it's set up in a way that you think that the antagonists of the show the whole time are going to be the Titans, and that like they're just going to be trying to rescue humanity from the Titans, and these Titans are so fucking weird looking and ugly,
Oh, they're
and like
disgusting.
they're 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 hideous, and like I just I don't like to look at them. They're butt ass naked. They're giant. They've got like weird muscle definition on some of them, and then some of them are like bony. They don't have fucking lips. It's they're and I like that's no fault to the creators because like it's good to have like if you're gonna have these things be just like giant monsters, and later we do find out that they look like this because they have a human element to them. So like that all makes sense, but they're just so goddamn ugly and like gross. And I like honestly initially the concept of like just giant like our bad guys are just giant kaiju versions of people. It seems kind of dumb on paper, but
D- Bro, you're not down. You're not down with flesh mix.
I mean, I have in my leisurely browsing seen some inappropriate content of people fetishizing giant versions of people, and I thought it was disgusting then, and now that I'm talking about it, I feel like there might be some NSFW content of Attack on Titan, and that
On
is disgusting.
If it exists,
And
there is porn. Um, but hey, at least you're consistent in how you feel about it.
yeah, but you know, it's overall I would say that having to sit down and watch it, and I had planned to watch it for a while just because I'd been hearing all the ravings about season 4 and I wanted to knock it out before the second part of season 4 came out and wrapped up since it's supposed to be the final season. uh it gave me a good excuse because then I'd be able to watch it all and then just have that last season to sit through anticipating instead of having to sit through this long break that anyone that's seen it before has had to sit through.
Yeah.
But overall I would say that watching it through the second time. Also, uh, circling back, I watched it dubbed in those first 7 episodes instead of subbed, and this time I watched the whole thing subbed. And Jesus Christ, everyone just sucked so much less in the dub. I don't know if they just didn't have the budget for like better voice actors in the English version, but like Aaron sounded like such a little fucking bitch baby in the dub, and I hated it.
No, he
Like
did.
he
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 did.
just he sucked.
Yep.
But like all the characters are better. I actually noticed that Connie was voiced by what's his name? What's the Thunder Boy from Demon Slayer's name?
Oh, that's the Netsu. That's my boy. Love
Yeah,
him.
Zenitsu. Yeah, he's got the same voice actor as Connie, so that kind of added like a cool element too. Like all the characters have good voice acting in the
Yeah.
sub.
Did you
So
did you happen to catch who the Beast Titans voice actor is?
I did not. I was not. I he was only on screen a couple times,
Oh,
so
whoops, I might have just spoiled something. Did he communicate while he was on screen?
I think he talked like a
Okay.
couple times, but
Woo.
I wouldn't
Did
have
that?
recognized the voice very well. But no,
All
Beast
right.
Titan's in season 2. He's like
Yeah.
he's really ugly. He's probably the
Okay.
ugliest one in the
That's true.
show, honestly.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, the Colossal Titan's pretty gross, but he's got like these little chicken legs on his fat ass torso and his fucking like hairy ass like head with other parts of his body that don't have hair. Is
Mhm.
kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
But
Just a little.
yeah, I'd say second watch through definitely better. Glad that I toughed this one out and fortunately got to save
Okay.
watching it for our first episode. What about you? Did you have I know you've had prior experience, but did anything change in
Yeah.
watching it then versus now?
Yeah. So I watched season one. back when it originally came out. Uh, and to be honest, I kind of hated it. I hated Aaron. I didn't feel like attached to any of the characters at all. So whenever they just died, I was like, who was that? Like, why do I care that like this person that yeah, I've seen them for like 4 episodes, but I've spent like such little time with them. I just had no
I
emotional
do.
attachment.
Yeah, I wanna. So like, I felt similarly about some of the characters.
Mm.
Because like when I found out that what's his name, Berthold, I think is how it's said.
Yeah.
I don't. But yeah, when I found out he was like, they were like doing all that shit in the like tower to defend from the Titans, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I find out that he was in their class, and he's like, then I find out he's like Reiner's friend, and
Mm.
he's the Colossal Titan, and I'm like, I just fucking found out who this guy is, and now he's supposed to have been like their best bud the whole time.
Exactly.
I felt like I felt like that that might have been one of like the shortcomings of having, so there are a lot of like side characters in
Mhm.
this to so and like I think that makes it a lot more interesting, but at the same time it's a lot harder to pull off the backgrounds of all of them. And since they had to focus so much in season 1 on like covering Annie, uh and who else, they had to like set up some stuff with Reiner since he's like the a pretty big one as well. They didn't get enough time to cover some of the other ones. Uh, but like, yeah, they kept killing off people that I had no attachment to because they just, or I guess they didn't keep doing it, but they killed what's his name, Marco?
Mhm. I s-
Yeah,
I
they
still
killed
don't know who
him, and
Marco
it was
is.
like it's like he's fucking, he talked like twice, and he was just kind of there to like, I felt like he was just there to like make Gene seem like he had other friends, like because he
Yeah.
did like become good buddies with Aaron until the fucking Titans attacked the city in the like sort of conclusion to season 1, part 1. And like I feel like his only purpose was to like give Gene a reason to be in the Survey Corps.
Yeah, pretty much. He was definitely just like a plot device. Oh, but to finish up my thought, what you asked, a whole lot of the things that characters say, and I'm sure you probably noticed this in the dub as well. But at certain moment or in the sub, at certain moments in the show, whenever Aaron is like freaking out or getting really angry, his voice like drastically changes, and it seems like it's two totally different people. Like that really stuck out a lot more, along with I actually paid closer to it, attention to what Annie, Berthold, and Reiner were all doing in the background, because I knew they were there, but like whenever I first like got the reveal for like Annie, I was like not so surprised because there's only so many blonde girls. Because even though Historia becomes important, we saw her what two, she spoke twice in like season one, and then her and Ymir
Yeah,
were always in the background. So,
that one, and like, so the reveal for Annie was like super obvious from the like the second I saw it. I'm like, okay, blonde chick. And then to where the second that they like entertained the thought that like the Titan was a person, I'm like, oh, okay, that's Annie. And it was like, because the fucking eyes are like completely identical
and the
to
nose.
her human form. Yeah. And like again, the literally I think the only blonde girl in the entire show that had like any significance.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless I don't think there's anyone that I'm overlooking on that.
No,
Unless you,
because
I mean, Armin's kind of a little bitch, so I guess you could count him. But
I guess Armin is a bit of a femboy. But
he's
yeah,
like the first one to encounter the Titan, so that wouldn't really make sense.
yeah. But okay, so I guess so I guess now we should probably just go ahead and jump into the OPs real fast. Sorry, I didn't mean to like derail us or anything.
Oh yeah, we can get into those.
But what?
So
Yeah,
yeah, the very first one, for season one, part one, the intro, I thought it was really good. Uh, it's like it's got it's got good build up. It's got like it gives me like a sense that this is going to be like a nice little action story. There's definitely going to be some like redemption shit going on in here. Uh, like we get to see sort of all these like visual things, like sort of basically who all these characters are going to be, and that they're going to sort of be like a like soldier type thing fighting the Titans. And I mean it's pretty simple. It doesn't really like spoil anything because like uh a lot of animes they'll do like these intros where you get like this music, and then as the music gets like darker they show like the antagonist that you haven't met yet, and then it'll be like an antagonist that like is posing as a good guy in like some aspects, and you already know that he's the fucking bad guy because they showed you in the intro. But you know, in all of this it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty vague, but it like gives a good enough sense of what we're going to be watching for the next 12 episodes, and I thought that was pretty good.
yeah, yeah. I definitely like the just the way that the song sounds. It really got me in the mood to like watch these 12 episodes. Like it was probably my favorite part of my of my watching experience this time because I was like, yeah, let's go. You know, like I'm hyped, like Jaeger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so but I didn't so much like the second opening to season one, like really at all.
Oh, yeah, that
Eh,
one. So for one, it I don't know if you know, you said you skip the intros a lot. So I don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah,
you
yeah. Like
sort
normal.
of
Oh,
noticed
oh
this,
no! Don't put
but
me on blast like that.
but like so if you watch them through, or at least get to the start of it, like you get this like introductory snippet before the intro, and it's supposed to be like super suspenseful and stuff, and like you're getting like these cool moments. They're like they're building up. It's supposed to be like, you know, sort of the, I don't know, like we're supposed to feel like scared for our characters that we care about, and then this fucking song pops up, and it's like this like, so it's like this hope inspiring anthem shit, and it just completely takes you out of that mood. And
Yes.
I I I hate it. It doesn't fit the anime at all.
No, there's no hope here.
Yeah, this is like, especially in this part, like in this arc of the show, like if this was, this is like, if this was the season, no, even then
No,
it
there's
doesn't really fit. Like the
yeah.
visuals are fine. Like everything visually is decent
Hmm.
enough, but just the music is terrible
Yeah,
for
yeah. It's not
what
a
it's supposed to be fitting to.
yeah. It's not Attack on Titan music. Okay. But no, yeah. I hated that, and then I hated the second uh ending a lot as well. The one with the fucking eggcorn sliding down. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
straight up
that
just
one.
don't remember. Yeah, like I did not remember that season one had more than one opening. So like whenever we got to that halfway point, I was like, "What is this?" Like, I guess I have to watch it so I can form an opinion to talk about it. But I honestly skipped the second opening a lot, along with the second ending. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was the I didn't really understand why this acorn was rolling across my screen, but also the music was it's not great. It's like I don't
I
really
was just
know
bored.
how to like, it
Yeah, I
reminds
don't
me
know
of
how to.
something.
I don't know how
I
to
can't really
properly. Yeah, words just. I mean, this the song's called "Great Escape," and I would like to escape ever listening to it ever again. Because
yeah,
words
it
really
like
cannot
it
explain
seems
like
like
the
a,
amount of apathy I have for it.
it seems like it belongs in like a like a like mid-teens like slice of life anime, not in this.
Yeah,
Like if you
put that
listen
shit in
to
like
it,
Attack on
it's
Titan Junior High.
yeah, it seems like I should be introduced to like high schoolers that are going through like a tough time in their life with like some romantic shit. It does not inspire action and like,
Well,
you
okay,
know,
I mean
redeeming your consumed mother.
that's true, but I mean to be fair, even though they're like soldiers, all these I believe they're all like 14 to like 17 right now. So they kind of all are high schoolers in like a shitty situation. And there's a little bit of a love thing going on between Mikasa and a brick wall.
There's like, you know, I
But no,
I don't know.
there's
This is
yeah. But then we have the season 2 opening. Um that that shit slaps. That shit actually slaps.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is this is one that uh I've heard many times without having watched season 2 of Attack on Titan ever because people just really like it.
Mhm.
The song's pretty good, but it really ties in the visuals well also, and you really like, you know, you get the feeling like maybe they can beat the Titans. Maybe Aaron doesn't just suck ass.
Maybe.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. You know, bring I kind of feel like, that hope thing they're trying to get from the second opening in season 1. I think they really nailed that on this one. Cuz like the song itself is still hopeful, but it's not like overly hopeful. Like just kind of the way that it feels.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a like it doesn't sound like a like national anthem. It's like a it's got some hype to it.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a hype military anthem.
yeah,
Yeah. It makes you want to do that salute thing.
you know, I don't think I ever want to do the salute thing,
No.
but I see where you're coming from
Yeah.
with that. In fact, that's while we're on that note, I it was rather concerning to me that they're so concerned with this fucking salute when they need to get these people like trained and like there's so much emphasis on the discipline of the fucking salute. And like for the anime purpose, I kind of get it because it's supposed to be like a thing that they do to show that, you know, they are still committed to their goal. But like in reality, I'm like, uh, don't they have like, you know, more important things they should be placing emphasis on than how how correctly you can place one fist over your fucking, whether it's over your heart or the other opposite side of your rib cage.
Yeah. Imagine if they took
Uh,
half the time from that into spending time with side characters. Different story. Um, okay, but then the ending to season 2. Uh, before I say anything, what did you think about it?
okay, so the music is very like it fits for some episodes, but then some episodes it really doesn't. Like it kind of works in like the first half,
Hmm.
but then we get to the second half. A ton of people are getting fucking slaughtered on my screen, and then the episode ends, and I get this fucking little cheerful thing with these little like pyramid drawings on my screen, and it's like, what is this? This sounds like the Care Bear anthem or something, and it's.
Were you not feeling the Care Bear stare in this instance?
I mean, maybe through the first like 6 episodes where we're getting all this like cute little Historia and Ymir romance. Also,
Yeah,
there's like fucking weird. There's like weirdly drawn boobies in it.
yeah.
The intro. I don't know if you caught that, but yeah, I didn't like that.
I caught a lot of
If you're gonna
yeah.
put boobies on my
Um,
screen, they better be the best of the best, especially if it's gonna be by a studio of this caliber.
Oh, dude, imagine if Studio Wit or like Production IG were like, we're just gonna make High School DxD now. Don't worry. You know how
Still
much?
haven't seen High School DxD to get that reference, but
Um, well, just imagine unnecessarily busty women. Some are angels, some are half angel, half devil. One's a human. Most are like demons. Um, anyways, it's
you're
very
saying
degenerate.
this, but the name has high school in it, and that is making me. I don't
Don't
like that.
you know? I watched it when I was younger. It also has
That
DXD in the title, so you can't forget that. You got to say the whole title. It's not just
it
high
does
school.
have those, but that doesn't let me know that there are going to be underage women sexualized. But now you just did, and
I mean, I,
I
I, I kind of assume everybody at least knows what that show is.
I have heard of it, and I figured it was related to high school. Did not know that.
Okay,
But let's
but yeah,
we'll just move on from that point because
yeah. Back to the
we're gonna.
season 2 ending. I really liked it. I like the song a lot, and the visuals that were actually going, even though they were just kind of like medieval looking, like page drawings. Uh, how the fuck did they why did they do all that? And to like people that know, like why was all of that right there? Like if you want to know what's happening, it's right there, like all in that. And so I like that. And I also liked, I forgot to mention this for the opening. Whenever they're showing all the like the beast titan, all the animals running, I really liked showing like where each of their hearts are connected to kind of show that like all the creatures on this planet are, kind of within the same bubble.
That's
But oof,
that's fair. I hated. Every time the Beast Titan was on my screen, I hated it. He was
ugh,
so fucking ugly, with his big ass torso and his little ass legs and his fucking hairy ass back. And uh, I'm also very. I don't tell me if it is or not, but there's like this fucking hippie looking bearded blonde guy
yeah,
that pops up over the back to
hmm,
let us sort of know who that is.
yes,
And it's like, I don't know, when he came on the screen, I'm like, okay. So I've had this like, I don't know if I missed it because I have like half a brain cell, or if they didn't mention what happened to Aaron's dad, right?
they
Like up to this point,
they
at
have
least.
yeah they have not covered all of Aaron's dad's backstory so far. All we know is he was a doctor. He injected Aaron with some juice that made him go night night, and he left him the key to the basement.
Yeah, I was pretty confused
Yeah,
about when that was supposed to have happened. Uh, but since I saw that and found out Aaron was a Titan because of that, I figured at some point Aaron's dad was going to also be a Titan. Because, like, why would you inject your son with this but not yourself if you have this technology? So originally,
we
like,
have the
figured
technology.
that he wasn't the armored Titan,
Hmm.
but I considered it a possibility. And then after finding out that Reiner was, my next best hypothesis of the Titans that I have met so far would be the Beast Titan. But if I recall, he wasn't blonde, and this hippie guy was blonde. So I'm pretty confused because they showed us this guy, and I don't think we met him before. At least not looking like that.
Uh, no, you have not met this character before, but you will get to know him very well, I will say.
Yeah, but Beast Titan, uglier than the regular Titans, which is quite a feat, honestly.
Man, he's just a monkey. He just go ooh ooh ah ah and play baseball.
Also, to touch further, actually, we could probably get into that
Yeah,
a
you just
little
want to.
later
Yeah,
after we've discussed the.
we have kind of just thrown spoilers all over this without warning people, so we might as well just jump into the plot. And
I mean, we are covering that. It's not like we're gonna cover a show and not put spoilers on it, you know.
yeah,
But if you want
sorry.
to throw a spoiler disclosure at the beginning of this, it's
Yeah, I'll just
we're
throw.
we're more here for discussion. We're not here to persuade you to watch what we watch. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to, that's cool too. But
yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
at least assume with this one.
And if you are watching what we're watching, we do have a Discord channel open. Link is on our Twitter at Bunnies Annie, because for some reason AniBuddies is taken. So check that out. Come talk to us.
Oh, you said we had the trademark.
We don't have the Twitter handle, but
Ah,
yeah, everything
we
else.
should sue.
Yeah, find the person that has it on a anonymous website. Okay, but yeah, so we open up um, with Aaron waking up from a dream, looking at some birds, and kind of just a nice little peaceful town until the colossal titan attacked, and then shit went down. Um, you ever seen your mom get eaten in front of you?
I personally have not,
Me,
but
yeah,
I I like to I like to think that, if you're gonna let Titans be in your world, it has to be a calculated risk.
has to be. Otherwise, why would they even be there in the first place? Really?
Yeah, like how are we gonna have a conflict and inspiration for our little bitch protagonist if his mom doesn't get eaten? You know?
Exactly. We got to have some place for that anger to come from.
Yeah, I mean, you have with all of I mentioned all these similar animes and all these little bitch characters. They just people have to be sacrificed for them to not be little bitches anymore, and Aaron is no exception. As
That's
we see not only with his mom but also his what's his name, his little babysitter man. What the fuck is his name? I don't know if you remember.
this babysitter man. You mean Levi? Levi
No,
babysits him.
no, the guy that like carried him and
Oh,
Mikasa away.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe that's Hans.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah,
probably
I think
the
that's
blonde
Hans.
guy that looks like old Reiner.
Yeah, he does. He does look like old Reiner. Um, but yeah. So, were you like drawn in by the by episode one, or I like, or did it take until after they fully completed their like cadet training for you to kind of start to like
Uh,
get into the show?
episode episode one ends with the
Yeah, the
the
Titan.
armored titan breaking, like running through and like fucking them up, and they're like sailing off on the ship, right?
Yes. Honestly, in my notes,
Okay.
all I have is Aaron waking up from a dream. Um, Aaron's dad's. Oh, that's something I actually do want to bring up is the way that Aaron's father reacts to him saying that he wants to go outside of the walls was so vastly different than everybody else's in that room. Like if you looked at the way his face was, it was very. I thought that was a very interesting reaction. And then again, just the fucking music in this show, like once the colossal titan actually kicks through the wall, like when it kicks in, really helps build that tension. And yeah, it was Hans, and I'm pretty sure he pissed himself, the babysitter man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He definitely did.
Yep.
But I was pretty drawn in by it because like something happened, like generally, and it give or take certain animes. I like it when shit actually happens in the first episode, and although my all-time favorite anime is Steins Gate, where like literally nothing happens for the first 7 episodes. It is like the slowest progressing like thing. Uh, I that's not how I prefer all stuff to be, and like the build up in that one is definitely worth it, but it is a lot easier to get into something when I don't have to sit through like 2 hours of setup before it gets like interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, and this kind of does that. We get our immediate like conflict at hand,
Mhm.
and yeah.
That's true. It does kind of show you exactly what the show is about from episode 1, and like how drastically everybody's lives actually changed after that day, you know? Cuz up and before he, actually attacks, we do get little snippets of their life, just their everyday like normal life, to kind of see that it is just a nice peaceful, like out of the way town within these walls, which if humanity's been trapped in there for like 100 years, like, do they not actually like? Do they have records of how those walls were built? Like, seems a little fishy. But I guess if they built them to take out the Titans, they need to be s- probably a little bit taller now at this point.
Well, from what they said, uh, they did mention when trying to rebuild the wall that the wall was a gift from God. Was and like as far back as their records had gone, the walls had always been there,
Mhm.
and I suppose that would make sense, given that like if everyone outside the walls kind of just died and everyone inside the walls were the only ones like surviving, like it would kind of make sense that they wouldn't really know the origins. um Naturally, I assume by the end of the anime we will know those origins deeper than what was revealed in season 2, where it's made out of like titan flesh basically. uh
Yeah, what's that about?
Uh, that one definitely seemed a little weird.
Mhm.
And, I like that they kind of introduced Annie's capabilities as like a like entryway, like wall building 101 for dummies kind of thing,
Yeah,
so that we could kind of see the hardening and how they would sort of like make that. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting route to take for how that was built.
yeah.
Uh
Okay.
but
So moving on, just another note that I jotted down is my first time watching. I thought Aaron said he was going to kill all the Titans. Originally, but he actually said I'm going to kill them all, which I found very interesting. Uh, to that, because he's like a 10-year-old kid at this point. Like I'd understand Titans, but he said all. So that's just something I wrote down that kind of like caught my eye on this watch through.
Well, I think it was kind of implied that he meant the Titans, and I don't know if there's a deeper meaning behind that in the later seasons. I know that they utilized it at one point because he repeats, "I'll kill them all," and then one of the guards, like, were like, "Hey, we just heard you say you're gonna kill them all," and that's like a reason to like execute him, I guess.
Yeah, because they
But
definitely
I
don't
don't know
trust
if it
him.
Yeah, I don't know if it goes further than that
Mhm.
or if that's really just the tip of
Of the iceberg.
where, yeah. Because I mean, I think it would sound a little weirder if he was just shouting, "I'll kill all the Titans," versus just like, "I'll kill them all," you know?
That's true. I guess it would. It's a little bit wordier, a little bit more words coming out of your mouth.
Well, yeah, when you're angry, if something's like extra wordy, it's just gonna sound silly
Yeah.
after. Like, have you ever, I don't think, I don't know if you've ever yelled before, given your demeanor, but you know,
I've
if you
definitely
have.
yelled. Yes.
Yeah, so the more wordy it is, the weirder it sounds, and the more silly you feel for yelling, the longer that is.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, but yeah, so after the attack, in Shinsengansana, is that how you say it? How do you pronounce the town that they start out in?
I didn't. I I'm gonna be honest. When I when I like the reason that I don't remember so when I watch something subbed or dubbed, when the names are like Japanese, they're so hard for me to remember.
Hmm.
And if because like I don't usually like discuss anime very often with people, uh, so I'm not usually referencing those names, and I usually just describe them like so midway through the Demon Slayer movie, I couldn't remember fucking Tanjiro's name. I remembered it started with a T, but like I have this problem a lot where if they like I can remember most of the Attack on Titan names
Hmm.
because a lot of them are like uh
They're more European.
they're yeah, they're like Western names,
Yeah.
like Aaron and stuff. But like the reason I call the yellow hair demon slayer guy is because I don't remember his name is Zenitsu usually.
Okay.
Um, I can remember Deku pretty well.
Uh,
It's
What's his real?
very hard for me to remember his name is Midoriya,
Yeah.
but
Young
I can remember
Midoriya.
his little hero. Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's a like it takes me a lot of like Steins Gate, for example. I told you was my favorite anime. I can't remember the protagonist's name right now.
Oh shit. Okabe Ren something.
Oh yeah, Okabe.
Yeah.
Okabe.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And then his mad scientist personality, which I think I know the name, but I want to pronounce it the way he does. So I'm not going to embarrass myself like that quite yet here. Uh,
Oh, I forgot his mad scientist name.
yeah, yeah, and he says it in such a good way, or like it just really sticks out. It's very fun. Um, but no, I also have just like in life, like in general, I have the worst time with names. Like sometimes I forget my cousins' names. Not gonna lie, I actually do. It's just hard for me. It's not something that like my brain like picks up on very well, so I have to like repeat the person's name or like if they're just a
Yeah.
memorable person.
So to tether back off of that point,
Ooh,
I
yeah,
don't remember the name of that city. I didn't note that the city had a name. Uh
yeah,
those are
yeah. Because I remember Trost. Trost was the attack, um, right as the day they were going to graduate.
yeah,
Which,
I remember that one because it was in the episode name,
hmm,
and it was like 5 episodes or 3 episodes or something. It was really long.
yeah. Also, the guy that had the cart, in the first town, whenever they were trying to leave, and he was like not letting just citizens escape. You know that guy? You remember that?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
him and fuck capitalism. That guy, that guy
yeah. That
deserves
guy
to
was
get.
kind of a dick,
Yeah, that guy sucks. Um,
and like we love a powerful anti-capitalist queen in our Mikasa.
yes, yes. She'll definitely burn it down if she's got to do it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
felt like that was a very like strong moment because I told you that I was getting which one was I said? Shit, I can't remember. Hold on. Yeah, I told you that she was giving me like tsundere vibes, and you told me that she was more of like a yandere.
Yeah.
But like initially, for one, I thought she like was Aaron's biological sister. In which case,
It is
she was very
anime,
like
so
yeah. I mean, well, after Sword Art Online, you just really you
yeah,
never know
yeah.
when these romantic types of things are gonna pop up. But she seemed like really cold, and she like straight up punched him for saying he wanted to kill the Titans. It's like, you know, and then you're telling me that she's like this Aaron simp, which I find out later is mostly true.
Oh,
But I do think that she gives off some uh tsundere elements up until like that point, and then I think that point where she like kind of like because Aaron becomes the Titan and she gets like weak because she thought he died, and
oh,
like
oh! Can we
she
talk about that?
rescues these.
Can we talk about that whole scene real fast? Like that
Yeah,
that.
but
Oh,
yeah,
but
we can get to that in a second.
yeah.
But I was just like, I feel like that point of like this whole arc here is just Mikasa transitioning from her like tsundere coldness to her like lighter form where she becomes a nicer character
That
in terms of like attitude.
Yeah, she definitely lightens up. Like whenever they're in the lunch hall at training camp and they're all like making a ruckus, and then the the bald guy, not Pixis, but the one that was training them, comes in and is like, "Why are y'all so loud?" And she's just like, "Oh, Sasha farted." I was like, I did not expect Mikasa to be the one to crack a joke, let alone a fart joke. So I definitely like how she kind of starts to like relax around the group instead of being all just super cold. Uh, to strangers, which is understandable. Strangers are scary.
Yeah, especially when family gets murdered right in front of you.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh, I feel super bad for her. Like it makes sense why she's an Aaron simp, but I feel like if Aaron didn't do that, she would just kick his ass every day.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, which arc was it you wanted to
I just wanted
specifically talk about?
it was during the Tross district, and it was the scene you were talking about where Mikasa, her ODM gear, I think it's run out of gas, and she's about to attack a Titan. She's having like this long speech about love and life and things like that. And then Aaron
Yeah.
shows, yeah. I think that whole scene was just directed like super well. Like I thought the music was really done. I really, really liked the speeches, the imagery of the pomegranate, which I had to look up like the symbolic meaning of a pomegranate to just make sure like I like fully got what was going on. I just really like that scene. And whenever he pops out, punches the Titan, and I think she says like, "Oh, this is God." I was like, "Damn,
Wait, that was a pomegranate?
yeah, that was a pomegranate."
I thought that was like a fucking Titan body part.
No, no, that was a pomegranate.
Where did the pomegranate come from?
Well, they're attacking a town. I'm assuming there's a market somewhere selling fresh fruit. It doesn't look like they're living in like a non pomegranate growing friendly place.
I actually remember seeing that. And I thought it was a Titan body part, and I thought she was gonna like look at it and realize something about the Titans. But then Aaron came around to like save her, and completely forgot about that pomegranate even being there.
Yeah, no, that
But
just
yeah, I thought that was a Titan body part,
no, that stuck out just
like one of their like internal organs.
yeah, because we saw the Titan vomit like shortly thereafter. Ugh. Well, that if the way the Titans look don't want to like give you nightmares, like that definitely will give you some nightmares.
I mean, if you're into vomit, like there's more of it if it's a Titan.
I mean, I'm not like super into vomit, but shit happens sometimes.
I mean, like you get more vomit from your buck if you get it from the Titan instead of like a person.
That's true. Very true. I kind of don't want to talk about vomit. But gosh, damn, dude, I got my COVID shot, and like this morning, I thought I was actually gonna like throw up. I did not feel good at all.
Well, you did get the Johnson and Johnson.
I did get the Johnson Johnson, the baby killer company. Um,
Yeah.
so okay, so we were about at the Tross district part. So episode wise, wasn't Tross longer than like the actual fight with Annie? Wasn't Tross like 9 episodes?
I'd have to double check. I know it was very, very long. Uh, Let me
This is
see.
season 1.
Oh wait, the 57th exterior scouting mission was the one that was long as fuck. The
Oh, the one where they have to run
But
through the
yeah,
field?
Attack on Trost was 8 parts, or no, 9 parts. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
even realize that
long.
was.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah. Okay.
unlike the second half of the first season where it just felt super long and drawn out, and that's where a lot of my complaints for season 1 actually are. Um, Trost was super like fast, and I think honestly, I think the openings and endings like had a big part to do with that. Because like there was action stuff in the second half of season 1, but like I didn't feel like whenever I was starting up the episode, like I was gonna get some like good shit. It just kind of felt like I was gonna get a shonen backstory syndrome, really, or shonen flashback syndrome, which was pretty prevalent.
Yeah, that's oh, that's fair.
Hmm.
Just
But
yeah,
okay,
I didn't
so
realize it was quite this
um,
long, but I
the,
guess they did like
speak.
they weren't just like focusing on one specific thing. We were getting a lot of like there was a lot of setup in it, but it wasn't all like in one setting, so it didn't feel like such a long, like dragged out section of the show,
Yeah,
despite being 9 parts of struggle.
right. And then after it kind of all settled down, and then the garrison unit turned on Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin. That was kind of very stressful because you truly have no idea like what's gonna happen. You know, because they've been trained to.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's gonna happen. They're
Yeah,
not gonna kill our fucking protagonist.
I
Like,
I don't know. I mean, JoJo kills protagonist.
I mean, yeah, but they wait. Like you, that comes towards like the end of the season for
That's
like the main one. They're not gonna kill Aaron, and like this isn't Game of Thrones. Like this is Attack on Titan.
yes. Which recently I've seen a lot of comparisons between Attack on Titan and Game of Thrones, and it kind of makes me chuckle.
I mean, maybe I don't know if they're killing people off in season 4, but like if you're waiting till the last season to kill people off, you're a pussy. Like if you're not killing your main character in the first 3 episodes, you're not keeping up with like today's shows, really.
Yeah, yeah, which is very fair. But yeah, so the court case after they actually end up convincing them to let them live. Did you have any like feelings about watching Aaron get the absolute shit beat out of him, or would you have also given him to the scouts, or would you have given him over to the military police?
Well, I just Levi is a character. He becomes more likable, but he comes off as like the way they present him, he becomes like the fucking like uh what's it called? He's like a fucking edgy teenager.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, he has a.
yeah, he can
I was gonna
he
say
can kill tight. He is definitely like a tsundere character for sure.
for sure.
Uh
He's also a human
he is
Beyblade.
yeah, he's very talented. You can't take that from him. But like and it was I felt like he didn't have to like when I later find out that he had to beat the shit out of Aaron to show that they were going to be like tough on him. I feel like he didn't have to do him like that. He could have like hit him a few less times. And also, I don't know if you've ever been like accidentally kicked in the face, but like when it's on purpose and with a boot, I don't think there's many things that would hurt more than that. And this man did it like 10 times.
Yeah, this man wrecked Aaron's shit. uh I laughed both times that I saw it cuz I kind of thought that he was justified because they're in a military court. There is no jury, and Aaron transformed into the enemy of humanity um at that time. So if they really wanted to like keep him alive, they really had to show like we'll kill him if we have to. We just think he's more valuable to us alive. Um, but yeah, it was at that moment that I actually really started to like Levi a lot.
I really just it took me a bit
Hmm.
to because he just the way he's presented is just he's so like fucking too cool to be caught up in the the glorification of Titan shit, which like that's fine, but he's so like vocal about it too, and
Mm.
he just like looks down on everyone, which that can also be fine. But you combine all these things together with the fact that this is like a fictional character, and it just seems like they're trying too hard to make him like the edge lord of the show.
Yeah, I mean every good show's got to have your Sasuke type, if you will. Some are definitely better than others, but every show's got their own.
Yeah, for sure. But
So after they,
he grows on you.
he does. So uh, moving on a little bit, whenever they are doing their new mission with everybody like actually choosing the regiments that they want to join. Did you also get annoyed by all the like by the flashback every episode of the time spent before the mission to like cut away from the actual mission and what's happening? Did my question make
Wait,
sense?
which flashbacks are you talking about?
Just all of them. There's one like every episode, and it's like
You're gonna have to elaborate. Give me an example of one so that I can kind of put my head back there.
um here one that really got under my skin. It was after Annie had escaped being captured, and she was running back towards the remainder of Levi's group that was with Aaron after she had killed the four other ones, right?
Oh, you just skipped like way ahead.
Yeah, this because that it was at that point that I was
Okay.
like, I'm done with all these fucking like flashbacks that could have just been. We could have had like episodes earlier showing them making those plans or having those moments with each other instead of jumping right into the mission to cut back to what they were doing before the mission.
Oh, so you felt like you got Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh my! I only ever watched season one of Tokyo Ghoul, and I just
Oh,
cannot.
just read the manga.
I'm
If you have to, pick up where you left off in the show, even though I would suggest reading the whole thing.
yeah,
But yeah, you get like 6 chapters in a row of flashbacks for the background on all these different characters that are in the scenario.
yeah, and
But
like,
I don't know. I didn't feel like it was too bad
mhm.
because like it seemed like it was like at some point these like some of these flashbacks do make it seem like you know I'm not too stupid to remember. Later in the show, I do remember like we see this big ass fucking titan that ate his mom, and
Yeah,
it's like, oh, here's the flashback of that moment in case you don't remember which titan this is, and it's like
okay, probably
I
you'll remember that face.
yeah, like he's got a pretty distinct look,
Hmm. No, no, I
but
I get that, but I guess since there's
I didn't feel like there was too much time committed to it to make it like
it may
disorienting.
it may just be me, but it just started to kind of drag on me a lot because I don't know, like I was saying at the start of the show, I didn't really care like from most of the main cast, like in season one, like even like kind of going back and rewatching, like I try to go and like I'm gonna see if they can impress me now without any like prior knowledge or anything, and I kind of still felt the same way. Like I wasn't super compelled to stick with it because I'm really big on characters. Like plot's important, but if you have like a fun character or something like that, like I'll watch the whole show. Like I don't care. Like as long as I actually enjoy it. Like Attack on Titan, I really like the story once it really picks up after in season two and stuff. Really, really start to dug it there. But on it because I feel like if they would have done the scenes that I'm thinking about, like in chronological order, I probably would have gotten to care a lot more about these characters at the time instead of as they're getting murdered. So, like, I didn't care at all when Levi's squad died, but like the way that
You
Aaron,
know, I and that one, yeah, they did just kind of feel like plot devices for Aaron to like doubt his obedience,
yeah,
but like at the same time, it was like they served their purpose because like it was pretty fucked up. He just had to watch like after being told over and over that like this was the right decision to like you know uh yeah, like he kept being told like, hey, this is the right decision, just trust Mr. Levi and everything's gonna be okay. And he
right.
does, when he could have just like turned into a titan and killed them, and instead he's got to watch like all these people die, and then on top of that they die again, and then he turns into a titan, and yeah, he gets his ass beat, and like you know it's the correct risk because if he gets his ass beat and they cannot defeat her, she can run away with him, which is probably the worst thing for them since he is their only hope of like maintaining that wall. Uh but like, you know, I really felt like it was a viable sense of like doubting his obedience to what Levi had told him and shit. It all seemed believable in that instance, even if the I didn't care about the characters very much. I don't feel like their deaths were supposed to be as impactful as they were just supposed to be those plot devices.
I guess, to be honest, I know I am almost positive that seeing any person or seeing multiple people continuously be just splattered, chopped in half, and everything like that, that shit's probably fucking traumatic, to be honest. Like, I can literally only imagine how traumatic that would actually be. But I kind of feel like, kind of, it's just the fact that Aaron's kind of a little bitch at this moment. I, like he
I
has the,
he is
like he had the power
he is
to take her on, and he decided not to listen. Granted, he was told, "Oh, if you don't listen to what we say, we will kill you on the spot. Do not test us." So I know he doesn't want to die, but at the same time, like at that point, I think it probably would have been okay to make the judgment call because I bet a lot less people would have died if it was Aaron in Titan form fighting alongside Levi and C- Commander Irwin.
well, Levi wasn't there yet in this instance, and
Yeah,
before they had the plan to capture her and get the information, they didn't want to risk Aaron killing her. But
yeah, everybody's playing it real close to the chest on this, but and
and like
it's a dire situation.
I and ultimately, it's obvious that he does end up making the wrong decision by emotionally transforming because he gets captured, and without Levi, he would have been gone, and she would have succeeded in the capture mission, and then they would have tortured him until he used his powers.
That's that's
So like not only is he a little bitch for like waiting that long, because like honestly the second she escaped I think he should have transformed, but no fault to him for listening. But then he's a little bitch because after disobeying he still gets captured, and he doesn't even fucking do that much damage to her, and he fucking breaks his arm throwing a punch at her. Like how that that was the like this idiot.
no, yeah, a big idiot. But their fight in the forest, that was actually super cool. I really enjoyed actually like seeing two like clearly trained combatants, that can cause massive damage, like actually go at it. And I kind of
Oh
think,
yeah, the kaiju fight.
yeah, 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 yeah. I really liked. I still get hyped to this day watching Annie essentially decapitate Aaron. I think that's just so clean. Like it just
Yeah,
look.
dude, she hit him with the fucking scissors. It was disgusting.
Yeah, she said, "Well, pop." Um, and then of course we get some nice Levi Blade action at that point as well, which is always a joy to see. Um, but yeah, it's just I don't know, kind of weird. Kind of wish they would take more risk, but I understand why they're not taking as many risks in the situation. But afterwards, you want to talk about the end of season one?
Uh, yeah. So we get another cool kaiju fight.
Hmm.
Um, after some weird attempted, very bad capture because Armin is the least deceiving person ever. Honestly,
Yeah, and it,
at least right now.
yeah,
Uh,
and again, that's another
can get
thing.
into the.
That's the thing. The plan. They could have shown us them actually making the plan because it wasn't a mystery that Annie was the female Titan at this point.
I think that they were trying to make us think that
Like, oh, it could be
because
anybody.
honestly, like, well, honestly, I was kind of like so, I don't know how you felt the first time watching it, but I kind of felt like oh, maybe Aaron's gonna like run off and do some cool like fucking in the forest training until he gets like cool enough to prove himself here.
Yeah, nice little
But
training arc.
yeah, like go be Rocky in the forest. But obviously that was not what happened. But I was kind of convinced that maybe that would happen, and it was kind of cool to have the like it was a very brief moment where that was a thought because they don't really make that happen too often, and also apparently they needed to do it this way because it was like you gotta ask for forgiveness later and take advantage of it now and make sure that the military police people are on board because maybe they would not have believed that Annie was a Titan
Yeah.
or some shit.
Well, and we
Like you gotta
yeah, and plus we see that
you,
the
you gotta give it to
you
you
see
gotta give it to Irwin.
yeah that man's really like putting
He
he is putting their I guess their little castle town on his back to really get him out of there.
Yeah, he's playing like 4D chess and they're playing checkers.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm. But yeah, I get him like hiding it from the military police because as we're shown in the episode that we start with Annie, like they're clearly corrupt already. You know, like
Yeah,
we see them attempting to sell government equipment on the black market and then threatening the other officers like you better not say anything. But
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the plan it didn't go off as smoothly as it probably should have, but no plan ever really does, you know.
I mean, you know, in the end, everything kind of worked out. Some people died, but that's the that's the cost you pay for restoring humanity, honestly.
True. True. I would definitely say humanity over 50 soldiers or whatnot.
But
Not to get dark.
so now that we finished with
But
that,
season
we
2.
can we can jump into the real meat. We ate our vegetables,
Yeah.
and we can eat the entree now. So yeah, in
Yeah.
episode 1, we get like this is where we get that sort of like weird moment where they realize that Titans are getting in, but there's no holes in the wall. I think it might is it episode 1 is when they reveal that there's no hole in the wall, right? Or is that episode 2? Because I know they're at least searching for it because they realize the Titans are getting in. I guess it doesn't really matter because it's all part of the same story, but
Yeah.
they they realize that there's no hole, which makes them realize that there are more Titans. And, logically, it would only make sense that this seemed a little weird to me because they seemed very sure of this. And it's like, yeah, so since Annie was from the same village as Reiner and Berthold, they also have to be a Titan. But they don't jump straight to that because we get uh, we get kind of teased with that because they do mention that, and then they show that Ymir is a Titan,
Hmm.
and they have that whole like emotional thing where now we're getting new character development with one character that I didn't uh, like Ymir. I didn't know she was a character until now. She was another like background one that didn't get covered in season 1,
Yeah, her
which
and
you know,
Krista at the time were just really back there doing their own thing. I think Krista is the one that
yeah,
came up with the horses for Armin.
I noticed Krista, but not like significantly, and I didn't think she'd be a major character. But
Mm.
uh, yeah, I do think that um, like they become sort of cool with this. Like we get more characters that are actually getting covered, and you know they aren't necessarily. It seems a little weird that it isn't one of the characters that were more prominent, like Jean or Connie or Reiner, even though Reiner definitely gets his coverage later, and we find out why he's not the one getting his coverage in this arc.
Hmm.
Also, how did you feel when fucking Reiner just fucking John Cena's that Titan?
Honestly, probably pretty hype.
Yeah,
Pretty hype. Yeah,
I
I
was
love the action in this show. I think that's probably
I
one of
was
the stronger points.
well, I was so confused because the thing is like 3 times the size. I have no idea how much that weighs. But if this man's so strong, he can just fucking straight up fucking suplex a Titan almost through the window. I mean, it got caught on the window and they had to push it out. But like, god damn,
Yeah. Well, we know that the Titan bodies are light.
are they that light?
You know what? Let me do a quick Google search. How much does I'm sure this is a wiki thing. Average Titan weigh in attack.
I mean, I guess it would make sense because like their punches and like hand muscles aren't like super strong for their like mass.
Oh shit. Okay. What? Okay, now it makes no sense if Reiner's from the suplex.
Well, it was a small Titan. Like I think it
Hmm.
was one of like the 12-meter ones. But how much does it say they weigh?
The first answer was 5,000 to 10,000 tons, and I was like, "There's no way they're that heavy." But don't Google
Are
it.
you sure that's it?
There's a spoiler for season
Oh,
3.
that's yeah. It gave me like the Google preview when I read anime spoilers.
Yeah, yeah. Don't read that.
Uh oh. Apparently, there's no canonical confirmed weight for the
Hmm.
Titans.
Okay,
So,
so I guess
but
it's a real
like we can
Schrodinger's weight.
estimate. So let's take an estimate here of so 6 feet in meters is okay 1.8 meters and shortest Titan AOT.
So like 4.
The shortest ones are 3 meters. So we're talking like 9 feet. That's gonna be like 400 pounds. So I guess if it was a 3 meter Titan, but it was like, it couldn't have been a 3 meter Titan because it was like 2.5 times the height of Reiner. It,
Well, how
it
tall is Reiner?
was I, I, not 4.5 feet to make this a
Oof.
9 feet Titan.
Oh, dude, Reiner's 6 feet. So that bitch was.
Okay, so Reiner is like almost 2 meters.
Yeah,
And this Titan, that would make this Titan like 4 to 6 meters. That's gonna be a pretty fucking heavy Titan.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe he just has super since he's like also a Titan as we find out later. He's got
Yeah,
this super strength.
that
But
is true.
so tracking back, we get into this. We find out that Ymir is a Titan, and that's sort of set up to be, who we think the internal Titan is. Um, and
Mhm.
we get like her sort of. This is one of the flashbacks you were talking about that I was very confused by. But
Oh,
during
Ymir's
this,
flashback?
we get the Ymir and Historia one, like the episode of
Okay.
Historia where we find out their whole thing, and she like is walking through the forest, fucking dragging Krista along, and I'm confused at what time this is supposed to be, but
Yeah.
they're like, she's like, I went into the forest to drag you out because I'm gonna make you be my friend, and it was kind of weird,
Yeah. What a weird champ.
like.
I was really confused at the beginning of Ymir's flashback and how she was kind of I don't want to say abducted, but indoctrinated into that religious cult and how they kind of got stormed. Like those parts of her flashback.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
but
and then his Historia. Why'd she? I don't like that she had to like go by a different name just to kind of like be reintroduced into the story. But I understand it.
I didn't know if I had missed something on that. I don't know why it was such a big deal for her to tell Ymir her name.
Hmm.
I didn't get that. I thought I had just missed something and I didn't want to rewind. I figured if I had, maybe someone listening to this knows what happened with that and can explain it further.
Yeah, because she said her
Uh,
her full name, her first and last name, correct?
I think she just said Historia.
Ah, well, yeah. If anybody wants to just tell us why, please do. Help help our depleted brain cells out a little bit. Okay.
But yeah, so we get through that and like she almost dies and then uh Krista like reminds her like, no, you can't die, Ymir. And then she goes like fucking Super Saiyan and doesn't die. And then, she gets her ass kicked again. Uh
Yeah, probably the least impressive of all
some
the shifting titans we've seen so far.
well, like you said earlier, she got really fucking snubbed with her Titan. Like that thing is fucking hideous. It's barely I think she's one of like the 3 meter Titans.
Hmm.
She's fucking tiny. Like she
Yeah,
sucks shit. I mean, I guess she's fast, so you got that. Like,
yeah, she's fast and got the claws.
it, and she's got the hops.
Hmm.
So, like, I guess realistically, if she was like one on one with like a bigger Titan, she'd have an easier time because she could just jump up and like bite its neck pretty easily.
Yeah.
But like against fucking Reiner, dude, she would not stand a chance.
No. Speaking of
And
Reiner, how'd you feel about him just telling Aaron on the castle?
yeah, so after after all of this happens, everyone like needs to rest because they like save Ymir even though she's like half dead, and everyone's in like their like sort of resting phase because they think the battle's all over, and then they're just standing there and like walking away, and fucking Reiner and Berthold like stand there, and they're just like sort of laughing and fucking they just casually tell I actually they're not even on screen when this is said, but you like hear it from their voice, and it's like in on Mikasa, and you see in the subtitles some shit about fucking him and Reiner and Berthold being the Titans, the colossal and the fucking armored Titan, and I'm like, huh? Was that like a did they like fuck up the subtitle on this? And then Aaron's like looking at them and he's not like overreacting or anything yet. And I'm like, why is he taking this so casually? This guy fucking yells if someone like stubs their toe on his watch
Yeah.
and he's just standing there looking at the fucking reason that his mom is dead and he's just and then later he starts to yell and thinks they're joking and then they prove it. They fucking and this whole time for some reason Bert Holt is like, Daddy Reiner, are we doing the thing? Is it time yet? Can I become Colossal Titan yet? And like Bert Holt is a little bitch. Like he is more of a bitch than Armin is to like Aaron. And like this man has no initiative.
He's kind of got no
He cannot make
personality.
decisions. Yeah, and he hasn't even been a noticeable character until now. I didn't even know he was in their like cadet thing. I thought he was like one of the side ones that were like thrown into their little squad this whole time they're in the tower.
Mhm.
But apparently he was in the 104th class.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so then much as you'd expect, they turn into their titans, and for some reason Bert Holt is like half a titan, which I guess was the only way that he could really be up on the wall to fight. Uh, but like he's like the upper torso of a titan connected to the fucking wall. And then he doesn't even fight. He just turns into a fucking furnace.
yeah, yeah. He can get real hot real
it's,
fast.
it's like, okay, cool. Not only does your personality suck, you have no initiative. You also cannot give us even a cool anime fight scene. You're just a fucking steam box.
Yeah,
But on the contrary, we get this super cool like Aaron goes Titan, Reiner goes Titan, and now they're fighting. And this is fucking like the sickest fight we've had so far up to the end of season 2.
yeah,
Uh so like fittingly, Aaron tries to fight like a dumbass and he gets his shit pushed in because he is a dumbass and
yeah.
but then
He sucks.
he gets up and he remembers like, oh hey, Annie taught me this cool trick. And this is something that we don't get a full flashback for because we actually saw this, but they give us a flashback anyways, even though
Mhm.
they've covered this. But it's not as bad. It's more of like a filler thing to like sort of be motivational, which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
Uh, so he gets up, and we get like this fucking grapple match, and suddenly Aaron is like a professional UFC fighter throwing this motherfucker in arm bars and shit. And it was like I never knew I wanted a kaiju UFC fight until I saw this, and it was pretty cool. How did you feel about it?
um, my dick was rock hard, to put it simply. To be
Did you cover it with your Titan armor?
yeah, yeah. I made sure to cover it with my Titan armor, but no, it's just I have a really big soft spot for like either mechs fighting or like kaiju's fighting, and I feel like Titans are like a nice blend between the two. And again, the show's just so like well produced that anytime any of the action scenes like actually happen and it's a full on fight, it's at least in modern like anime, it's kind of hard to find something that has such like nice style and looks so clean. And you know, you like just looking at it, you can kind of feel what's really going on there. Like it's very detailed. So I very much like that fight a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I also like that Aaron is learning that he can't always just punch, you know?
yeah,
And
he
it's
can't just fucking mindlessly club people,
exactly.
especially since that's not his fucking specialty.
Yeah, like at least it took him less time than it took Deku.
Yeah, you know, uh, man, Deku fucking.
Yeah, we don't have to get into
I
that.
haven't watched season 5 yet, but
Um,
I sure hope he doesn't still suck.
you could probably skip season 5, to be honest. I mean, watch it if you want to, but the next arc is a lot better.
Well, I mean, I gotta know what happens. I've gotta, I've gotta be able to participate in the Reddit arguments of which underage girl that's being sexualized is the best waifu.
Froppy.
Yeah, I never took you for a froppy guy.
What are you talking
If
about?
I'm being honest.
She's adorable. It's either Froppy or Mina, but
Which one is Mina? Is that the pink one?
yeah, that's the pink one. Those are the two cool ones, and then Jiro as well. Those are my three. If you were to ask me, like my
I
hero,
kind of took you for what's her name? Fucking shit. What's the bloodsucker girl's name?
Toga.
Yeah, I kind of took you as a toga guy.
No, 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 no. She's a blonde.
Yeah, but you like your bloodsucker dommy mommies, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. But I don't know. Toga just doesn't do it for me. Uh, in that
Well,
way.
that's
Yeah. Who are your my hero girls?
uh the one of age. What's
Uh,
her name? The
the one,
dominatrix
the one
instructor
of
chick.
age. Yeah. I think it's Miss Midnight.
Yeah,
You got me there. I guess the FBI is going to come to my place. Here,
I mean,
not saying that I would have sex with these girls, but if you ask me best girl, those are the best girls.
Matt told me there's like a gray area over whether Cammy is 18 or not. So if she is, then she can join the waifu list. But
She can join.
until I have confirmation of that from the writer, then I'll stick with Miss Midnight.
That's fair. Stick with that one as long as you can. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's fine. You said Cammy.
so
Okay, but yeah,
yeah, the
back on
the
topic.
sailor hat girl.
Yeah.
But so then naturally Aaron loses because he's a little bitch, and fucking Bert Holt does one thing in his whole life, and it's fucking fall over to create a distraction, really. Uh, and now Aaron is gone, and for some reason we need an entire episode for Armin and Mikasa and all of his other little friends to remember why they actually care about Aaron. We have this entire episode of them just sitting on the wall motivating each other to go save Aaron. Uh, which episode is it? Is this the one called Children that doesn't even have a fucking recap? Hold
Let's
on.
see.
I need to know if this is
Episode.
9 or 10.
It would be episode 10 if you're talking about children. I see.
Well, no, that's the one I'm looking at. It didn't have a synopsis.
Oh, when their group finally flees, Ymir wonders whether she should lie or stay true to herself, even if that means ruining the lives
Oh,
and
okay.
futures
So
of
it's not that
those.
one.
Yeah,
Which one is it?
yeah, yeah. It'll be episode 9. Let's see here. But no, yeah, I feel like if you have to spend
Oh
a
no,
lot
it's
of
episode
time to
8.
like,
It's episode 8. Without
yeah,
a way to pursue the Titans, the scouts recuperate as they wait for the reinforcements. That entire episode is them just they sit on the wall and they're like pumping each other up, telling all these like Aaron stories and shit. And then we end with them just fucking aggressively eating these energy bars. And that's the episode. And I really just I was so confused on why I'm like watching these people like aggressively chomp and then pull it out of their mouth aggressively. Like, why are they so mad at these energy bars? Like, did Reiner give them these and like they have to eat them? But yeah, but everything after here is just straight up dope because we get to see two characters that have sucked for so goddamn long. Or sorry, one of them is sucked forever, and the other one is like she's been getting built up through season 2, but you know is still getting
Mhm.
to come into the light. But we go into the forest and we find out that Reiner has like fucking Stockholm syndrome with the cadets, and like Bert Holt is also on some shit, but like he's a little more conscious of it. But Reiner like forgets that he's supposed to be kidnapping Aaron or something, and it's
Yeah, Renner like
a little weird.
straight up, he straight up has like multiple personality disorder, or what the I don't know what the correct term is now. I don't think that's no longer the correct term.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I understand. Like you'd have to
Yeah,
really deceive yourself
it
to
really
do the
makes me want
fucked
to
up
know
shit
like
he's
what
doing.
happened to them before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like later Bert Holt mentions that he like they're being basically forced to do this. He's like, who would want to kill humans by choice? But we don't really get any more coverage on that, which really leaves us on a nice cliffhanger for season 3. But so they set off and they go try to find them, and they're all running away, and uh because they have to leave when the scouts catch up faster than they expect. So not everyone's not like full energy and shit. So they take Aaron and Ymir by force to wherever the fuck they're going,
Hmm.
and Ymir covers up fucking Bert Holt's eyes because Bert Holt's a little bitch and can't fucking defend himself, and he's like, what are you doing? You're gonna kill me. And God, I fucking hate Bert Holt so much. Like, not as like a character design overall, but the way they design the character, I hate him.
Yeah. No.
Like, I don't know if that was the goal to just make him so goddamn annoying and like bitchy, but
I feel like that
yeah,
was
we
probably a
find out
little
that
bit of the goal.
maybe. I mean, you don't want him to be too likable, but
Exactly.
so Ymir basically says like, I'm not gonna go with you unless you let me take uh Historia now, and you know they do that. They go through the process, and you know Ymir like fucking grabs Historia in her mouth, really gross, and now the like scouts are catching up to Reiner, and now it is rescue time. We get some cool stuff. A lot of fucking people die. A lot of people die. Uh, how did you feel about this moment going into it?
Them going to catch once they finally fully caught up to Reiner, and
Yeah,
we're
like
about.
once they engage, how'd
Uh,
you how'd you feel about all this that was going on
I was.
before before we get to the cool moments, but like just this whole fight before the like Armin and Historia and Aaron shit.
I I was intrigued on where everything was gonna kind of go because I watched season two like a long time after season one, like a very long time. So I had like a very middling opinion, but whenever I watched season two, I got very interested in the actual like narrative because I wanted to actually start to learn more about where Reiner was back. um, I was like, shit's about to pop off once they fully meet up. I really hope that we're gonna get some answers, or at least some, again, some very like at least figure out where all these titans are coming from. What's really going on in in this world? Because I feel like a lot of things are very well dropped throughout this season and some of the interactions in season one as well. And plus, like I was saying earlier, like the ending to this also had my attention. Same thing with the opening to season two.
Yeah, so we go through this whole fight, and again, a lot of fucking people die.
Hmm.
They know what they got themselves into. Erwin has calculated the whole risks and shit. He brought a whole pack of Titans here with him to try to ambush Reiner with them. Um, and now it's like it's go time for the entire plot line we've built up to. So we get one super cool moment with so like they finally get Reiner sort of restrained where Armin and Mikasa are both there, and Armin finally does something fucking cool. He gets this like super powerful moment where he like realizes, hey, I can't be this little bitch all the time. So he like deceives Reiner and Berthold by like making like lying and saying that they're fucking like they've thawed out Annie and they're like fucking torturing her every day, and it makes them really emotional, and that gives them the window to save Aaron. And it's like, good for you, Armin. You finally did something other than fucking like you finally you put all that like homework and shit and all that reading you did to manipulative use.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
And like this is a big powerful moment for him.
Mm.
And then we get another like super good, powerful moment with the Historia shit, where like so basically Historia branches off, and then Ymir kind of like goes with her to protect her, but like she's not gonna full force her to go. Like she wants it to be of her own initiative, but like suddenly Ymir wants to go with Reiner and Bertholdt still. For we don't really get an explanation for why that is, but Historia is like, "You do you, Queen," and like she like fucking saves her life and all this shit. Really powerful stuff in that one, where like Historia is like, I think that sort of like character development and relationship is the best done thing that we've had to this point. Uh, like it's kind of sad because Historia did in 12 episodes better than what Aaron did in like 36. So,
Oof. Yeah. No, it takes a hot second for Aaron to not be Aaron, really.
yeah, and it's like, you know, and then we get this final episode in episode 12 which it's really sad. It's like, Alex, have you ever watched a WWE show?
Of course, I used to be super big into SmackDown and Raw.
You know, like the pay per view where the like you have like let's just we'll use WrestleMania as the example, and
Okay.
you go through like all these leading up like side fights going into the main event, and they really show out, and
Right.
they put on a great match, and then you get to your main event, and the the face of the WWE comes out, and the match just shits the bed, and like or I wouldn't even say fully shits the bed on this one, but it's like it's it's not as good as the fights that led into it that weren't the main event,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore your expectations were much higher than they should have been going into the main event. That's how this feels because Aaron he gets shown up by Armin and Historia's big moment, even though they reserved him for this final episode of like dealing with the fucking big smiling Titan. And it is it is cool that like he's like, I'm such a little bitch. I can't do this. I let my babysitter die. And Mikasa's like, Aaron, that's not true. You don't suck as much as you used to. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna stand up and fucking punch this Titan with my regular person fist.
Yeah, it didn't even transform.
Yeah, and then like somehow he doesn't get completely destroyed by doing this. And not only that, but he finds out he can command the Titans. He is Denzel Washington and Remember the Titans. And he just he just fucking lays like all of them onto him,
Yeah.
and they manage to escape, which like this is kind of cool, but it really doesn't measure up to the previous stuff we got. And they ride off, and Reiner starts to chase them, and Aaron then unknowingly, since he's too fucking stupid to realize what just happened with him commanding the Titans.
Well, he didn't even know he was a Titan in
Yeah.
the first place.
Well, yeah, but if like he says that you think he would have realized some cause and effect given that Armin realized it fucking immediately. But, I guess Armin's just
Yeah, Armin's a
a
little
lot
bit smart.
smarter than Aaron.
Oh, that's an understatement, I feel.
But yeah, so he does it again by accident by telling the fucking Reiner to leave them alone or leave him alone, and then the Titans fall under his command again, and they beat up Reiner.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
we get this. It's pretty cool. Uh it leaves us on a nice cliffhanger, a nice amount of things for them to cover in season 3 when we
Hmm.
get to it. But now that we went over all that, how did you feel about all of these moments?
Uh, Honestly, whenever I saw Aaron control the Titans, I had no idea what was going on, but I was also still recovering from the shock of actually seeing the smiling Titan again, because I kind of assumed that thing died. At this point, what is it? 6 years since the start of the story, because it was 5 years for training.
Well, I mean, they only really kill each other when they're fighting over other humans, and if all the humans are inside the wall, it's not like he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he didn't look old enough to die from like natural causes.
Hmm. Um, but no, I'm still pretty interested in continuing Attack on Titan in general. I definitely wanted to know more about how Aaron was even able to control the Titans and how all that even like actually worked. Because at this point, they just all kind of seemed mindless, except for the one time that Annie did where she yelled to come for them to come all eat her body.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, that wasn't even like mindlessness. I think that was just like sort of a. They didn't really explain what it was, but I figured that was just drawing attention to herself, and she is like a source of food, since they
yeah,
don't really recognize them as like allies, and they probably smell like the human inside the Titan
probably.
or something.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense, but I was I was a little upset that that was where season two left off because I kind of feel like it wasn't an ending and it left a lot more open, um, which does get covered in the later seasons. But at the time, I was like, I need season three. I need to know. Like, I needed my fix there.
Yeah, I do think like there's more suspense coming off of season 2 than there was in season 1, just because like season 1 felt more like conclusive of what was happening at the moment, and also like season 2 was just better than season 1, and there's less episodes, so
Yes, which
you're naturally just wanting more there.
exactly. I feel like season one, like yeah, the arcs they covered ended in a complete story, except for at the end of season one where you see the Titan in the wall. But like the actual narrative stuff was done. Whereas I feel like season two is really leading into what's Attack on Titan's really like all about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But with that,
Oh,
what would you what would you what would you say your favorite characters were?
uh, well, I messaged you about this, I believe, earlier today. But God, I love Hanji. I just really do. I like her glasses. I like that she likes to experiment on the Titans. I just find her to be a very interesting character. I don't like any of the main three. Um, John has grown on me a little bit, along with Connie. And of course, as I was mentioning earlier, I really liked Levi. But like my best character, like my best girl or best boy, it would have to be Hanji. How about you,
Huh.
sir?
Well, I think you definitely need to throw Bean in the mix of your favorite characters.
Not
Because,
Sonny,
like,
just Bean.
yeah, just Bean. Like, Sonny was kind of a dick, but Bean was pretty chill.
All right, R.I.P. Bean, gone too soon.
Yeah, that's really like I hope Annie has to answer for that in court because that was really fucked up. But
Yeah.
you know, I really like I'll take a sleeper and then I'll take like a more significant character as well. Well, actually, what would you consider Historia a main character or a side one at this point?
Probably a side character because she was
Okay,
really only
well,
prevalent in season 2 outside of like her 2 scenes in season 1.
okay, so I'll pick a sleeper, a side character, and then a main character. So like main character, the favorite's gonna be Mikasa just because the other two they kind of they kind of suck. I mean, Armin just got a little better, but like it hasn't made up for like uh, you've got to be good for more than one episode when you've had 37 runs at it.
Exactly.
You know, he really just had that one.
Mhm.
But side character, I definitely say Historia after that that season 2 arc. I feel like that was pretty fucking cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, like she didn't have a lot of screen time, but you really felt the power of it when
Right.
it was there. And then for my sleeper pick here, I'm gonna go with Sasha.
Really,
You know,
Sasha?
yeah, yeah. You know, I feel like she really she's an underrated one. I hope I haven't. I'm gonna start season 3 soon, but I really hope she plays a bigger role there. You
She
know, it takes balls to like you're not sure if you can hit that shot in the eye with the arrow, so you just fucking stab it in there yourself.
that does
And
t-
also like just fucking eating a potato in front of your commander,
and then
like
offering him half
that's
of
fucking
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not even half. She said you can have half, and she broke off a tiny ass piece. That was
That
that
was
was like an eighth of the potato.
Yeah, that was like the
It
government
was
saying, "Oh, we're just going to take some taxes out of your paycheck."
yeah. It was but yeah. Do you have a sleeper pick?
Like a sleeper
A character?
character.
Yeah, like a character that you don't really feel got that much screen time, but you would have. I know you've seen season 3, but like one that to this point you would have liked to see more of. I assume it would be Connie, but
Yeah,
you might surprise me.
this might actually be surprising, and it's mainly based on we could see how his personality was breaking at the end of season 2, but it would actually be Reiner. Like, sure, he's the reason that the wall broke, but I was still am very interested in the whole way that he has been psychologically kind of just fucked up um, into doing these actions, and how much stress that would put on your psyche to go from doing what he to go from spoiler to doing what he was doing in the show. So that would be like my sleeper pick, but my like actual sleeper that like we really didn't get a lot of, um, probably because they died, was the girl in Levi's crew, the one whose dad went up to talk to Levi when they got back.
The orange hair girl.
Yeah, yeah, she seemed fun,
Oh,
but she got smashed into a tree, so she's kind of gone now.
you know, maybe we'll find out, and maybe I mean I know you've seen it all, but maybe season 4, part 2, she'll get a revival arc,
Yeah, maybe in the
or she was alive in the forest the whole time.
living off trees and plants and nuts.
Yeah, it was
Hey, but,
so.
oh yeah, how about did you have any like big standout moments um in the show?
I think I covered most of them
Yeah,
just in discussing season 2. Uh,
that's fair.
what about you? Are there?
One that I we just kind of brushed over, but I guess is kind of an important plot point was Aaron got fucking eaten on his graduation day by a Titan. Um, That was
It's
probably
kind of asking for it. Like
he
he did jump into the Titan's mouth.
yeah, and that was probably my favorite part in season 1 still to this day, because Aaron kind of gets everything he has coming to him, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, like to be honest, since I didn't know the show the first time that happened, I was confused because I'm like I didn't expect him to turn. It's weird because I've seen that shitty meme that's like hates ghouls turns into ghoul, hates titans turns into titan. That yeah, I
Yeah.
assume you've seen the like shit the little like shitty weeb meme that I'm talking about. No
Yeah.
offense to anyone that
I
if you
I'm
found
s-
that meme funny,
oh,
but you know,
I'm so offended right now. You have no idea.
yeah.
Yeah. That's my whole comedy book right there.
But like I'd seen that and it just slipped my mind. It never occurred as a possibility. But I know that Aaron like is a significant part of the show, so I'm like, what the fuck happens here? Is he like I kind of thought that we were gonna like find him and he was gonna have like cut himself out of the throat of this Titan and was just like curled up in a ball crying,
Mhm.
which would have been pretty Aaron of him.
It would have been
But
very Aaron of him, not very
uh
Irwin of him.
yeah. You know, Irwin really that guy's a fucking baller.
Man, I'm excited for us to watch season 3. I want to talk about something with Irwin right now, but we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to it at some point.
Mm.
Maybe we can do a bonus show for that one or something.
Yeah.
But so any final thoughts or anything we didn't cover?
Um Overall, I think Attack on Titan, like, I know I probably didn't talk super highly about it. It's just one of those shows that it takes, like, sure, the first like four or five episodes, they're all like action packed and things are happening. But for the show to actually start to get good from a story wise perspective instead of just a production value perspective, which I'll never take away from Attack on Titan, even season four's fine. Like, I know people were complaining about the CG in season 4. I laughed my ass off at some of the CG used in season 1. It was super bad. Like, did you see some of the trees in the forest? Like, just in.
I don't think I was paying attention to them,
Yeah.
to be
Oh,
completely honest with you.
ooh, they looked like they came straight out of the early 2000s, like Monster Rancher OP, which I think has a charm, but in a show that's this well produced, they look.
I didn't think it was that bad
Yeah.
for 2013.
No, no, but I think it's definitely worth a watch. Even if you don't like the main cast, I think if you watch these first 2 seasons and still aren't, like, intrigued, by the story, it may not be for you, but I think there's a whole lot to offer, in Attack on Titan.
I think if you watch the first two seasons and you don't really like it, I think anime might not be for you. To be completely honest,
That
we are talking like you know. I mean, unless you're just you've already found your sort of like section and you're just really into like the slice of life stuff, or you really hate like action sort of thing. But
yeah,
like
which is totally fine if you
if you
do.
yeah, but truly if you are in any way like have ever enjoyed any action anime whatsoever, or like really if you just can appreciate a well made, well written anime, I feel like you'll like this for sure.
Yes, but
This is
please pay attention to what the characters are saying and where certain characters are while things are being said. I think that is extra important, just from my perspective. Because a lot of it really does come back. Like, I know I was complaining a lot about flashbacks, but like some of the later flashbacks to shit that's happening now really, like, they just hit different during that time. I'm just
yeah, I
excited
definitely
to.
feel like this is
I'm excited to watch
I
season
definitely feel
3.
like yeah, I as someone who has not seen it, I'm pretty excited to see where it goes from here. But
It
yeah,
only goes up.
what would you give this show for a rating?
Hmm. Oh, I guess we didn't discuss. Let's just do it out of 10.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Um, you know, because we're doing season 1 and season 2. If it was just season 1, I'd probably say about a 6. But it's season 2 as well. And like you said, season 2 is just a lot better, really in every aspect than season 1. Um, so I think for these two together, I'd have to give them about 7.5 dead friends out of 10. Seems
Oh, you're going with Dead
yeah.
Friends?
I mean, I figured
Uh,
seems fitting for Attack on Titan, where all you do is watch your friends die and pee your pants.
that's fair. I'm gonna give it 8.5 giant torsoed, scrawny legged, hairy ass titans out of 10.
Okay, I guess the half's just like a 3 meter.
Yeah, no, that's just the legs.
Oh, okay.
That's just gonna be the leg, maybe some bush.
All right. I get you. I
Yeah,
get you.
well,
All right. But yeah, if people want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
you can find me on Twitter at Tasteful Toe Pics. You can also see me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BambiRaptor_, where I occasionally but pretty rarely stream. What about you?
If people want to get in contact with me, I'm on Twitter at Nyhowzeppeli. That's NYHOZEPPLI. PP. And then I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/creampuff. I should have a video coming out here in the next week or so. If it's already not out. And then of course, always y'all can find us at the AniBuddies Twitter. Again, our at for now is Buddies Annie. But we should be right there. Feel free to follow us. If you have any questions or any feedback, just shoot us a Twitter DM.
Yeah, for sure. And be sure to join us next week where we will be covering the first and second arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Can we get a preemptive JoJo?
A preemptive?
Yeah, like from Sono Chino Sadame. You know what I'm talking about.
I am very confused. Whatever you're asking me to do, you're gonna have to do it.
All right, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll take the lead on this one. JoJo. All right, well that's it. We have been the AniBuddies podcast. See y'all later.